Bentornato in Italia demo with me, MrSealyp. Not quite straight off the back of the last episode, but not far off the back of the last episode. I had to do a bit of manure on the olive trees, the greenhouses, refill water all over the place because I hadn't really got around to it. And I've also put in, again, hopefully I'll put the details in the description, if I remember. But I put a manure plate over here. I did say I was thinking about doing it because I just dumped the manure on the floor. There's a 9.9 metre and a 12.12, so I think I've gone way too big. I should have gone with a 9.9. Just so I can store my manure somewhere, so it's not just sitting on the grass. I put that in just as additional. Now, this was what we needed to test because I'm puzzled at the moment. We've got a slurry digestate pond here, and there's a digestate pond over here. Plus, we've got the cell point into the digesting system here, and we've got one up there. So far, I've put into the one up there. I haven't put into the one here. So what I need to do first is check: are these two linked? Have they got different amounts in them? If they have, how? Oh, mind you, I've been selling bales, haven't I? When I've been bringing bales up, I've been putting them up there. Does that have anything to do with it? I don't know which ones are linked to which. So the first thing I'm going to do, I've got, this is a Missy B one. I know we were offered two AJ Tech MKU 32s. I couldn't find them. I'm sure they're only available on Jim's maps, but I might have imagined that. So this is just 25, it's a 25,000 litre from Missy B. But this will test if nothing else. So what we'll do is we'll come alongside this pond, 19,593, and that's got 800,000 litre capacity. Biogas Italia 2. So I'm assuming this one's Biogas Italia 1, or just Biogas Italia. So that's 800,000 litre capacity. This one is linked or separate? Oh, Biogas Italia. 600,000 litres, and that's got 12,236 litres in it. Okay, so I don't know now whether one of them is off the back of what we did at the end of the last episode in the top sell point, or bales that I've been selling at the Vendita Ferragia. So what we're going to do now is test the bottom sell point. I'm going to grab the conveyor, we're going to put that up against it and then unload in front of it. Hopefully this will work. Let's put that down. No, not that way, that way. And then what we'll do is dump a load in there and we'll see where where it goes up. Will it go up in that one, Biogas Italia 2, or over in that one? We're getting digestate, it would seem, in both places, but I suppose the other thing I'm going to need to test is another load or up the top. Oh, I don't know, it's so confusing at the moment. There's just too much going on. Now, the other bonus is, I don't know if you can see over there, our cornfield and our wheat fields are both ready to harvest, which means it's time for a new harvester. So I was going to swap it out. The one we've got is a 3,600 litre, or maybe a little bit smaller. Right, actually, we've got what was on the belt, so that's actually probably all we need to do to test that bit, don't we? Because one of them was on 19,000, one was on 12, so it should either be going up or have gone up. Let's see which one is altering, if at all. $19,593. Because if I can take the digestate from either pond, it's just going to be a case of whichever's the easiest one to tip into, which will be the one at the top. $12,732. $12,732. So this is the one that's filling up. Right, so first test complete. We now know that putting into the bottom one is filling up this pond. We need 64,000 litres of digestate. That's all to fulfil the contract we've got. So I guess what we'll do now is take this one up the top, unload there, and see if it does the other pond. I was just going to back up onto there, but we now know by doing what was on the conveyor belt where that one unloads. Let's see where the digestate fills up to from doing the top. If neither of them do, then we know don't unload at the top because we're not actually producing any digestate by doing it. Yeah, so what we'll do is in this episode, I have also got another contract. I'm kind of trying to spread the baling contracts out. Also, when I've gathered bales, it just makes life a little bit easier. So what we'll do is hop the rail. Oh no, that's a long way down there. Jump onto that, grab the tanker again. Yeah, so we've got one for 16 straw bales and 16 hay bales. Now, since we're going to do harvest on the wheat field, we're going to get more straw swath, which means I can do more straw bales. So at this point, I can afford to lose 16 straw bales. As far as hay goes, I've got a load. I can afford to lose 16 because I can always, as soon as the grass is grown, do a load more hay bales. So that'll be another baling contract complete. So this one should have gone up, I'm assuming if it goes this way around. This should now be over 19,000, should be over 20,000. 19,929, 19,953, 19,977. Right! So we now know. That's brilliant. That's... If we unload into this one here, pond number 1 fills up. So that's interesting. So that must also be filling up from selling bales. Because the only thing I've done, I haven't put anything into that one before, yet we've got over 12,000 litres of digestate sitting in this pond. So, yeah. And the one up the top fills this pond up. And it's going to be far easier to leave the conveyor belt in the silage clamp and just take the lorry up the top and unload there. I know I'm going to get digestate. It's going to just fill up into this one. So that's what we'll carry on doing. I'm going to move the conveyor belt. We'll take that back. Albeit slowly. I'm going to get the rest of this digestate put into the biogas plant then. I suppose the only bonus between that, with that being, I suppose, if you had another conveyor belt there, or the bottom one, if one was full, it was at its capacity and was chugging away, I guess you can then sell it the other one. We're still going to get paid at midnight, whatever happens, so that doesn't really matter too much. Do I need to turn the belt on? Yep. Let's pop that right there. Perfect. Let's extend that out a bit so the lorry can get underneath it. Drop that down to about there. Okay, so that's what I'll do. And then when we've got our 64,000 litres, whether it's from this one or both combined or however that's going to work out, then I can fulfil that contract. And that was for, was it Starless? I think it was Starless, wasn't it? Yeah, Starless Limited. That's for Harriet Starless. So yeah, we'll get that sorted out. And then we'll start the new harvester. And we'll start on the wheat harvest. Then I'll need to get a corn header, corn harvest. And we've got a load more contracts we can complete. So, all good in the wonderful, wacky world of MrSealyp. I'm still puzzled as to why this Let's Play is not getting as many views as the other one, because I love this one. I know, like I say, I suppose it's a subscriber contract thing, is it? Not everyone likes it, but it's just, for me, I love the map. I just love all of it. I think it's brilliant. But I suppose each their own. It was going to drop anyway, wasn't it? With FS19, say, creeping up on us. It doesn't seem to be. This is the only problem here now. I've got to come back round again. As that's going to be an ongoing process, and it's going to be chugging away a little bit of time, which I'll continue to do, I suppose now's as good a time as any to sort out a new harvester. As I've said previously, I love the look of the Comia. I think it's a beautiful looking harvester. It's just a little bit small. We just need something with a bit bigger capacity and a larger head. So we're going to go header. So we're going to go for, I hope it's going to work. What are we going to get for that? 63 grand. Well, it's a chunk towards what we're going to be getting. Let's sell that. And then the header, 10,000. Let's repair it first. 10,707. So 77 grand. Now, I've been giving this some thought. I've got a couple of options here. One of them has got a load of manufacturer additions that I can put on, if you know what I mean. But that pushes the price up. And I can go to a maximum of an 8,000 litre tank on the one I'm thinking about. Again, I'm being cryptic, I know. Or there's an alternative, which is a 7,500 litre tank. There's no additional, there's nothing. There's no bells and whistles to go with it. But it's half the price. So my thinking is I could get two. So that would take us up to, what, 15,000 litre capacity over two harvesters rather than one at 8. It means getting two headers. That, I suppose, is going to be a bit of an expense. We've got 313 grand. I'm just thinking the headers are almost as expensive as the harvesters, bizarrely enough. I'm going to be looking at 160 grand. I've got the money, haven't I? Now, you're going to see in a moment anyway what I decide, but you probably would have seen anyway from the thumbnail, I would imagine. Yeah, you know what? Let's do it. So under harvesters themselves, the two options I'm looking at, and I've used, to be fair, the Mega 200 series I used on Stone Valley. That was my initial harvester that I bought. Then obviously I went up and got more and bigger and all that kind of thing. Now those will go up to an 8,000 litre, but for an 8,000 litre is 76 grand. That one is 40 grand for a 7,500. Now admittedly, there's no bells and whistles to it. It's just the harvester, but 7,500 litre capacity. I'm going with. I am, yeah. We do have the option of a second colour choice. So I go one and one of the other, or do I just go on both the same? Both the same. Did I lose the first one? No, I didn't, did I? Now comes the header problem. I'm going to say problem. I want to go for larger headers. Now, I've got, again, a couple of options here. I can go for standard headers, and that's fine. Hopefully, this is going to work. Now, I've got the option here of what I've got installed. Cresones, which would be perfect for the area. Absolutely wonderful. I might go for a 6, I think, rather than a 6.6 on the Cresone, because it's 40 grand. That's why I said, if you think two harvesters at 40 grand, two headers at 40 grand a piece, 160 grand for all four. But when you think sometimes buying one harvester is going to cost you that, and if I'd have bought the other one at 76, 80 grand, and then a header on top, this way I get two for the price of one. But the other alternative is the one I used on Spectacle, the HL660, which is 38 grand for a 6.6. Now, hopefully that's going to work. It's not a huge difference. Do I go for a 6.6 Cresone? That's a lot more expensive. You know what? I'm going to go for that. Let's go with that and design color white. Yeah, that's about right. Universal attacher, left and right. Let's keep it like that. Buy. And do I want two headers the same that I can run? Because the problem is I've only got one trailer at the moment. So if I have one on a regular header, one on a corn header, and get both harvests going at the same time, I haven't got two separate trailers, so I can't unload them both at the same time. I'm just thinking having two harvesters going on the same field at the same time. Oh, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? What am I thinking? What am I thinking? But we've now gone from one small harvester to two larger harvesters. And why not? And I'm hoping this header works all right and doesn't hit the ground or anything like that. And I've got enough horsepower. Actually, you know what? That's not much wider than the profile of the harvester. That's harvester number 1. Can I bump over there? This is going to speed things up significantly. I can't believe I just bought 2 harvesters. What am I thinking? Why not? We earned the money. We have, you know, it hasn't been a slog, but it's taken us a long time to get to a point where we've got a head of money built up. So why not treat ourselves? And it's the expansion of the farm. It does mean, though, I can harvest my own and then potentially do a contract. See, this is where we need to follow me, don't we? So, yeah, going to get us over to the wheat field, get that cracking. One I can leave running up and down. Just jump to the back of the same one. One I can leave running up and down, and the other one, there we go. The other one I can go around to the edges, and then we'll get the lorry out there. It's got a very, phrase my dad used to say, throbbly bobbly. It's got a very throbbly bobbly engine sound to it. Excellent. I'm beaming from it. I don't know why. Again, it's the simple things, isn't it? Why not? Great visibility out of this. You watch me get out to the field, open the header, and it won't have enough horsepower to run it. Well, this is a 205 horsepower, isn't it? We should be alright. As long as I don't hit anything on the roads, we should be absolutely golden. On the way past the biogas plant, I'll just have a double check, make sure everything's ticking away as it should be. Do another unload probably. We're going to be right getting over here. Then I'm going to need to get potato planter and get that field done. Let's get some potatoes in. I'll tell you what, the biogas plant here is steaming through the digestate. I have actually bounced between the two. One of the, I think it takes 100,000 litres, I haven't gone above yet, might be even more. The one up the top, but the one down the bottom is 40,000 litres, so I'm bouncing between the two. We're storming through, and the digestate being produced is fantastic. I think this, the first pond, no actually, Biogas ITALIA 2, the first one we came to is already at 40,000 litres, the other one's at 20. So we're going to hit our 64,000 litres, no problem at all. So like I say, what I'm going to do is probably set one of these off with a worker, literally just going up and down. And then we'll do everything else in between, I think. Straw swaths, I think, are on. Yeah, which we'll leave on. Now we should be better already because we've got larger headers than we've had before, but this is now where we find out whether this has got enough horsepower for the header and whether the header drags on the ground, whether there's any other problems. Now you might have already noticed, now I mentioned about doing wood chips in the previous episode, and there was a tree here, and there were some trees, yeah, on some of the edges and on the grass field that I've been mowing, Cole's field. You can see across there. I removed some of those that were in the way, just a few odds and ends here and there that needed doing. So let's, every single time, unfold the harvester, switch to that. These are regular headers, aren't they? I was saying that seemed to go off really quickly. Turn that off a second. Now we have got quite the order for wheat, and we've got several orders for wheat in all honesty. I'm not sure which one. It's going to be a case of seeing what we get off of field 10, 11, 12, 13, and then from there deciding which ones we can tick off, you know, and then it might mean that at some point I'm going to have to do a bigger field, or you know, something along those lines. Right, let's try and get a straight line. Definitely need to come further over. I thought I'd get away with it, but maybe not. once we can get one running, mind the other harvester. Let's go from about there. We should be all right. Right, let's get you going. Are we going to catch the edge? Doesn't matter if we do. Let's get our second harvester going. It's all very exciting, isn't it? Well, I think it is. Just that. Open that up. I'm glad these headers are working as they should. You know, it's absolutely perfect. That should be raised, actually. 6.6 meters on fairly small harvesters, but having 7,500 litre capacities, that's going to mean we can run a lot longer without having to unload like I've been before. Now, I've been hoping to get the biogas plant work done quickly, because obviously I need the lorry. I need the lorry and the trailer. So I guess at midnight we'll get paid for the biogas plant. These contracts we're doing, we're going to get paid for as well. So what we'll do is we'll look at getting a corn header or a couple of corn headers. I might lease the corn headers because I'm not likely to do a lot of corn harvests. Once I've done this big one we've got, and we've got a lot of corn to harvest, I'm going to need 2 headers. I don't think I'm going to be doing much more, so I'll probably lease the corn headers, but maybe buy another trailer. Do we think? Let's just say yes. Yeah, we'll go with yes. Not sure how far that harvest is going to go, but it does mean, like I say, we're doubling up. While I'm running this one, I've got another one running, so we're getting double the work done, or we're doing it in half the time, however you want to look at it. See which way he ends up turning, and any bits and bobs you can't do, we'll just sort out. New harvesters are always fun. I mean, these are not on the X9 sort of scale that we're using on Attingham Park, but it doesn't matter. And my target, and I don't think we're going to get it, I don't know though, we've got a lot to do and we're doing alright so far. 100,000 litres is what I want to aim for, because I want to hit Tony's contract on the head. I've got one for Tony, for Gibson's Bakery. I've got one for 60,000, I think I've got one for 20,000 litres. I have also got a contract, and I'm not sure what I did with it, against another one of those ones. It was for Italian wheat, was it? One was, it had to be straw bales, but it had to be from wheat. One I've got bales and it has to be from organic barley. It's interesting the direction people have chosen to go this time. I've had subscriber contracts before which have been complicated or unusual or slightly different. But what's been different about this is, rather than people saying, oh, can I have X amount of bales, can I have this amount of crop, it's people saying, well, can I have organic this, which is fine, I've done organic before. With the baling, you know, I want specifically straw bales made from wheat, but wheat harvest, wheat chaff, not chaff. And ones are saying they want them specifically from barley. Some are saying they want them specifically from an organic crop. I haven't really had that before, so that's been an interesting kind of take on things. Full grain tank already. Okay, now we're going to be in trouble. And this one is rapidly racing towards the same thing as well. Oh dear. Well, that's a good thing. 7,500 litres in each, and we've only done a strip of, yeah, I mean, we could get a fair bit off of all this. I have got a couple of, I mean, monster contracts, and it was one I said right at the start about contract work and subscriber contracts, about people, thinking about the map, thinking about what I'm doing, thinking about the storyline I'm on at the moment, that kind of thing. And I know there are small farms out there, or smaller farms out there that will have contracts for large quantities of crop. I mean, that goes without saying. And you would assign multiple fields to it, or, you know, obviously you wouldn't be able to do it over multiple years, because each year you would have a contract for a certain amount they want delivered. I mean, I think I've got a couple of people sending for 500,000 litres of something. Well, on the fields I've got, I'm not going to get 500,000 litres of barley. You know, that will take multiple harvests. So I'll do what I can. The problem I've got now already is the trailer situation. You know what? I think I'll have to bite the bullet and get a trailer. Do I want to get another lorry and trailer combo, or do I want to get just a trailer I can put with one of my tractors? I suppose that's the question. I'm really impressed with these harvesters. They are just absolutely stonking through everything. No problem with the header, no problem with horsepower. A little bit slow as we come up the hill, but these are steep fields in places. Once we hit 100% on this, which we're not far off of now, 99, 100, pipe out. Let's back up a bit so we can get to a spot we can get a vehicle into. Let's think about what I want to do here. Right, give me a moment. I really wasn't expecting to fill up that quick. I haven't needed to get another trailer yet. We've cleared that silage camp at the biogas plant. That was 336,000 litres, something like that, wasn't it? That top pit, I've just put it in over 150 litres. I think it was sitting at 151,000 litres. The capacity of that top pit is insane and brilliant. So, yeah, really, really impressed with that. So everything's in. It's all digesting. Once it's finished digesting, we'll know how much digestate we've got, and then we can start shipping that out to Starless. They want that going to the vehicle shop, and that's going to be picked up, but I've only got a 25,000 litre and they want 64, so unless, if I've got plenty, I might do 3 loads of 25 and give them 75,000 litres. You know, I know it was the capacities are worked out based on using the MKU32, and the larger one is 64,000 litres, but I think we'll do it that way around. That might work. And yeah, we'll see, and we'll just take it to that and go from there, and that'll be Starless sorted out. Very happy about that. And then what I'll do is, before I start baling the straw on this one, we'll take the 16 straw bales. I've already put them on the trailer. They need to go off. Now that contract I was talking about, the baling, that's my 3rd or 4th baling one, is it? Is for the Crazy Irishman. And it says, I'm contacting you from Irishman Horse Racing. We train race horses and my supplier has gone bust. I was recommended to you as a good temporary supplier, and if you could supply me with 16 hay bales and 16 straw bales, they can be round or square, whatever you can do and at your convenience, and price can be negotiated. Looking forward to hearing from you, Crazy Irishman. Now again, these were ones that I've been kind of holding off on, simply because I didn't either have the bales on hand, or if I had the bales on hand, I didn't want to use them all and then have nothing to replace them with. But since we're doing the wheat harvest on here now, and we've got plenty of straw left over, which I can now bale, I can afford to lose 16 bales. I need to wait for the grass to grow a little bit so I can replace all my hay bales. But as far as total mixed ration goes for the cows we've got up on the hill, we've got enough on hand for them. I have got a contract also for digestate. If I supply a certain amount of digestate, I can't remember who that was for, they'll send me, was it digestate or was it bales? They'll send me silage bales. I think it might have been digestate, and they were going to send me a load of silage bales. And silage bales is one thing I am actually short of. I say short of, not overly. It's not like I'm running 400 cows or anything. And unfortunately that was another thing. I had a couple of cow contracts, and I had one, and it was the person had 400 cows, and could I take them on? Well, I don't have the capacity for 400 cows. That's just not something I can do. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is. Oh, there we go. I was saying, how did I end up jumping out into a trailer? Where are you going? Goggle Pop. Come on now. He's having a bit of a mind melt, I think. Let's just... What just happened there? I think because he couldn't turn around at the end. What I'll do, let's clear a couple of lanes at the top end. I have to say, yield's pretty good. I'm pretty impressed with it so far. Now obviously there's a telegraph pole in the middle of this field, and it's one of those ones... Actually, when you hire a worker, they've been pretty good with it. They kind of go round it, or you know, they just sort themselves out. It hasn't been too much of a problem. Raise that head up. Haven't been too worried. So what I'll probably do is cut to taking those bales for the Crazy Irishman. Then I'll load the 16 hay on. We'll get those taken as well. And that'll be another contract knocked on the head. When I do the next load of hay bales to replace them, I'll probably do it off camera, but I might do, you know, I do little time lapses here and there, or say time lapses, little montages, or however you want to refer to them, simply because I don't want people to think I'm doing dodgy things with the bales. I'm saying I'm completing the contract, sending them off, and then just keeping them. I'm not. I would never do that, and I know people might. I know there are all sorts of interesting ways you can do things like this, but I wouldn't do that. That's not who I am. I'd like to think I have a bit more integrity. Let's just go with that. Let's just pretend I've got integrity. I have. Right. Let's see how close to 100,000 litres we can get off of this. The double whammy. Oops. So busy watching the other harvester, not watching where I'm going. Naughty, naughty, very naughty. There you go, bit of Ebenezer good for you. Whatever happened to the shaman? I love them. And just like that, field 10, 11, 12, 13 are harvested of wheat. I tell you, with 2 harvests running, it was an absolute dream. I've already taken 45,000 litres and I've put it into the silo over at the main farm. With what we had before and that, we've got 87,000 litres sitting in the silo. If we look at wheat, yeah, 87,000 we've got sitting in there. And I've got 45 in here. So I've got a few options. I think I'm going to try and knock 2 contracts off here rather than 1. I was going to do the contract for Gibson's bakery, which is 100,000 litres, which I could do, but I've got 2 others. So I'm going to do this one as well. So Farmer Envoy Extreme. I'm a simple farmer. Currently I'm working on restoring my Uncle Tom's farm as it had been abandoned after his passing a few years back. We have restored everything and we are currently caring and raising some animals as Uncle Tom loved his cows and chickens. So what I'm looking for is a supply of chicken feed, wheat for our chickens. With the current recent global situation, my regular supply of chicken feed is having issues due to restrictions across other parts of the world. So what I'm doing with my Uncle Tom's farm is working with local suppliers and growers in the surrounding regions. In terms of pricing, it's fully negotiable, but we're looking for 65,000 litres at a price of 800 per thousand. 800 euros per 1,000 litres. This would just be a starting request if we heard good things about the work you do and we're happy with the shipment and the quality of the feed. I would be interested in forming a possible subscription partnership of having regular shipments between our business and yours as well. Just to make sure the deal is sweet for both of us, I can send you 5 boxes of Uncle Tom's golden eggs for free as a taster. In terms with when we need them, we've currently got a month's supply left, and after that things look unsure. Currently have 500 chickens, so the last thing we want is to sell our valuable chickens as they form part of our income. We get just to keep the farm in the black, especially in the challenging times we're all facing. That being said, I'm looking forward to reply to my contract request and would like to make this work somehow. So here's your first 45,000. I'll go and grab another 20, which is fine. I'm going to take that to the Depositi Graniano, and then the other one is for Muttdog SD. Can we please have 500 pause 50,000 litres of Italian wheat to Wild West Farms and Ranch Industries, Ramona, California. Hope you can do business. Respectfully, C. Entenza, Muttdog SD. So, by my calculations, 50 and 65 is 115,000, which we have, no problem at all. So all of this, 115,000 litres, will be going to the Depositi Graniano. That's where the railway is, so that will be shipped off. 65,000 litres for Farmer Envoy Extreme and 50,000 litres to Muttdog SD. So that's 2 more contracts knocked on the head. Oh, and also I've just, as you saw the clips, meant to say, you saw the clips, we have sent to the Crazy Irishman 16 of our finest straw bales and 16 hay bales. So that's 3 contracts. And then what I'm also going to do before we finish, because I think we've got digestate in the tanks, I'm going to take 3 loads of our finest digestate from the biogas plant out to the vehicle store where I think there's a waiting tanker, and that'll be, I know they asked for 64,000 litres, but 75,000 litres of digestate heading off to Harry at Starless. So yeah, not bad. We will then at some point, not this episode, but we will be getting on to corn harvest. I need to get potatoes in the ground. I need to get field 10, 11, 12, 13 baled, then repurposed, so recultivated. Actually, I haven't looked to see, does it need ploughing or any of the other jobs? Harvested, soil composition, right, no, we're fine there. 10, 11, 12 and 13 need liming. No, that's not be too much of a problem. We can get that done. Then we'll get that cultivated so we can, again, it'll be a organic crop because we're using our Cambridge roller, so we're not using any chemical fertilizer, and then any weeds that come through we'll be using our mechanical weeder to sort them out, so it's all good. So hopefully Muttdog SD, C Entenza and Farm Envoy Extreme, you'll be happy with the product we're sending you, which then leaves me with 100,000 litres for Gypson's Bakery. That one I will do at a later date because I've done a bit of wheat. We need to get the corn one done. Like I say, potatoes in the ground. I've got a couple of massive ones for barley, but that might be another one I think we'll probably do on the big fields, 18 and 19, because we'll easily get 100,000 litres, I think, off of there, unless I did all of my fields barley. And I'll be honest, the barley contracts are absolutely bonkers. I think I've got, pretty sure, just trying to think now, mine's gone blank. I think I've got one for 500,000 litres or something. It's a bit crazy, I'll be honest. Just checking my sheet. Barley, Hopping Mad Brewery we did. Oh, 250,000. Yeah, 250,000 litres. That's for Miss Jessica Pendragon. Maybe we could knock that on the head with the other one then. We might get that done in one harvest. So yeah, I'll get the rest of these delivered. That'll be those 2 done, and I will see you up at the biogas plant. We'll get these 3 tanker loads of digestate taken up to the vehicle store. And that'll be us, I think. I'm glad we managed to sort out what was happening at the biogas plant, because I was baffled. I could not get my head around one lot going in one place, digestate appearing in one tank, one going somewhere else and appearing in another tank. I hope everyone will be very happy with the products which have been delivered if we go and check into what we've got. So, of the 87,000 litres we had in storage and the 45,000 litres we had in the trailer, we needed to deliver 115,000, 65 to one contract, 50 to other. As you can see, our wheat now in our silo is down to 17,431 litres. Everything has been dispatched via the Depositi Graniano. So, now comes the interesting bit. Everything, has it all finished processing? I think by now it probably has done. That's on 0, and the one up there is saying 0 as well. Everything has processed through, so at midnight we will get a payment. Let's just see how much digestate that has produced. So in this one, we're looking at 110,600 litres. We only needed to deliver 64. I'm going to deliver 75, just because I'm a nice guy like that. And then in this one, we should have some as well. More than we had before. Anyway, and this one, 36. Fantastic. Let's take from this tank first. What's the best way around? Oh yeah, I'll just go back through the drive-through. First 25,000 litres. Awesome. It's interesting as well. I was thinking about the contracts and things that I've received. Whoa, that had a bit of a slide on it. Things I have received. When I was talking about that earlier, about it was interesting the sorts of contracts I received this time. I don't think I received, and obviously I will be honest now, at this point I don't think I want to, or we should be receiving any more new contracts in. But I didn't really get any for sunflower, or I did some for soybean. Didn't have anything for canola. Did have for wood chips, and I think I did I have one for TMR? I've got a couple anyway. But yeah, there were certain crop types I just didn't get anything for, but then I got some for things that I haven't done before, or I haven't done in a long time anyway. Which has been, I think, personally, fascinating. But that's just me. That's a bit worrying. We've got a broken down car. I'm going to be one of those people. Weird. So there should be a tanker here waiting. I think we've got Willie's Logging and Logistics is helping out with transport today. The black and red livery. The cars don't like to stop, so I need to get around that roundabout fairly quickly. Now, before anyone asks in the comments, this is done through the magic of subscriber contract work. I have 25,000 litres in here, which needs to go into that tanker. Oh, I can overload. No way. Oh, no. Okay. I didn't know I could do that. Never mind. Well, there you go. You learned something new, didn't you? Trouble is, I'm really worried and conscious if I do. I didn't realise I could do that. But does that mean it must be putting into it, not taking out of it? Bear with me just a second. Bear with me. So what we're going to do now which was always my plan. Trust me, I'm a professional. I'm very happy this has worked. Because it does work. Because we're bringing the 25,000 litres. Now, yes, the tanker could probably come to us and make life a little bit easier, but where's the fun in that? So, yes, excellent. So we're transferring over into the tanker. When we brought 3 loads over, the tanker will go merrily off on its way. And Harry at Starless Limited should be overjoyed, I hope, and that'll be another contract complete. So what's that? We've done this one. 2 wheat, 1 bale contract. Yeah, it's all good. I'm always back and get the next load, and then the last load, and then he can go on his way. Oh, this merry way. I've got baling to do, I've got some fields to prep. I'll need to lease some corn headers ready for the next episode, whenever that shall be. I think our next foray will be in Attingham Park. Interesting information about bees today. I'm not going to give the game away, but if you haven't watched it, I put up a video. Let's talk beesness. Oh yes. Everything you think or thought you knew about bees on FS22. Oh, there's some excellent, awesome new information that came out today. I would suggest you check out the video. It's in my FS22 info sharing Let's Play playlist. I suppose I should put a link, shouldn't I? I'm terrible at remembering to do that though. Putting the links up. Let's empty this one and then we'll go on to the next one. Right. And here we go, load number 3. That'll be 75,000 litres. Complete. One of the contracts I was talking about when I said about it was digestate for silage bales. It was the other way around. They had digestate for me and manure and something else, but I had to provide them with silage bales. So that was my mistake. There was me thinking, oh yeah, we can get a hold of this. No, it was the other way around. Hey, these things happen. I just misread it in my excitement. And with the slow coming in, we are done for today, or this episode. I say today. Turn it over. Awesome. And then that'll be heading off to Starless. So Starless, you've got 75,000 litres of digestate coming your way. Like I said, I've got a load of work to do now. Field prep, baling. The poplars are growing lovely, no problem at all, no weeds in those at all. I must admit, I don't think with weeds on you get weeds in the poplars. I could be wrong, maybe it would be map dependent, but I don't think so. And so, as I said, with that, we have come to the end of the episode. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.